Bonjour, hello everyone. I'm Nata, host of the Nata PR School podcast. You're a successful entrepreneur or marketing manager and you're about to launch a new product or service, or you've been selling your goods for quite some time, but you want to learn how to increase your visibility, get known, and reach more clients? At Nata PR, we deal with real clients every day and we'll teach you simple, fun, and honest PR solutions. You'll learn easy steps to combine PR to social media right now. Keep listening and let's get started. Bonjour, hello, and welcome to this 96th episode of the Nata PR School podcast. What's the value of public relations? I'd like to talk about this question in this podcast because this is a question that clients ask us, because I'm pretty sure that many of you have the same questions about public relations. And some clients who aren't familiar with public relations ask us. It happens. Every year we have clients like that. We decide to work with them because we think they have so much potential. We love the brand, we love their products. And they're not familiar with public relations, so they want to know after a few months, is the fees they pay us every month are worth it? Do they have a lot for their money? Meaning, should they keep investing in PR or taking this budget and invest it in publicity? That's what behind it. And what's the value of public relations? And it's a misconception. So you need to know that for some clients, we have contracts, 6-month contracts, 12-month contracts, because when you start working with PR, know that you need time. You need to be present on a certain scope of time. It depends what you have to communicate, of course, but if you are in any, if you launch products every year, that's the best way for you to get the visibility for your products. All this to say that I often answer these clients who are wondering if they are investing at the right place, if the value of public relations is good or not, or if they should be doing something else with their money. I often answer them by making fun, and I tell them, companies haven't been paying us for the past 22 years just for our looks. No, for sure. And not because they can brag about, I've hired a PR agency. No, not at all. This is not something the people brag about, right? But simply because we produce measurable results, we do. Otherwise, we wouldn't exist. Like, people don't give us money just for the fun of it, right? Still, those, let's say, executives behind those brands who ask us these questions, what's the value of public relations? They have, most of them, two things in common. This is what's happening. The first thing is they've grown or created their company online, and they've used, with a lot of success, social media. That's the first thing. The second thing they have in common, all these brands, is they have run massive online campaigns and made a lot of money, many of them. So they are very successful with their ad campaigns, which is amazing. I have nothing against that. I love it. The thing is, you should be doing both. You should keep doing your ad campaigns, and on the other side, let the PR act and do their campaign. But remember that publicity never replaces PR, ever. It's not the same thing. Why? You might have a lot of success, as I just mentioned, and you are making those great sales, which is amazing. But if you ask around if people know you, you might be very surprised. Few people know you, even if you are making crazy sales. So that's the mistake number one. They believe that PR should generate instant sales, and it's not the case. Well, it can be, but it's rare. It doesn't happen all the time. What's really interesting with PR is we have this compound effect. We build something. We generate visibility. We increase awareness, as we love to say, PR people. And yes, in a second step, we do contribute to sales. But if you hire PR just to make sales, you will be extremely disappointed, because if you think that one PR dollar will be one generate $1 of sale. That's not exactly how it works. Sometimes it takes time, but it pays because you will, with PR, build your brand. So the main goal of public relation isn't to generate sales. No, it's to get you featured for free in publication, in newspaper, in magazines. So the goal is to help you become visible, get known. This is what we do. Why? Because then you're going to stand out from your competition. That's the danger that's there. So how can you be seen as interesting for the longest time and keep being appealing if you only do advertising campaigns? It's really hard to do, my friend. And it's really impossible because then they feel you're just buying stuff. You're just selling something. So it's a safe bet to say that maybe one day you'll have this young, new, fresh company. They might even copy you sometimes, and they will come behind you, and they will start eating into your market shares. They will cater and talk to your consumers. They will be, let's say, be more charming to them. It will be maybe a trendier brand that knows how to make headlines without buying ad space. Sometimes they don't even buy publicity, these people. They're very smart. And more importantly, they know how to win people over. So be aware. It might happen to you. Why? Because no brand has a 100% upward trajectory. It's impossible. You can't always go up, 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 up. The world is not engineered like that. Humans are not engineered like that. So what can you do to prepare for this future where another brand, and sometimes other brands, wins over your clients? You need to make yourself known other than by advertising, because advertising is not the solution to everything. And this will give your company and your products a soul. If you tell your story to the press, if you take the time to implement green solution, and you do special things for your employees, and you have these innovation. These are the stories you can tell the press. And you can only do that with public relations. Mainly, this is what you need to do with public relations. The first thing is you need to create a plan to share your achievements on a regular basis or what you are implementing. Talk about your innovations, your new ideas, what you're doing to protect the environment. For example, if you decided to implement a section in your farm, we have a client that has a lavender farm, and they have created a section where it's exactly done to protect pollinators, protecting the bees. And media love to hear about those stories. So that's the first thing. Create a plan to share your achievement, your stories, what you are doing. Tell them what you're doing. That's the first thing. The second thing is you have to do it on a regular basis. Doesn't mean every week, every month, maybe not. Maybe it's 2 or 3 times a year. But only you send information to the press only when you have something to say. Otherwise, you just don't send a press release with nothing. But you can have something very simple to say, well, here you have this new thing, this new initiative, as I just mentioned. So this is what will happen when one of these crazy, younger, trendier company appears. You'll be ready, because why? You'll have won the hearts of your consumers, and many of your clients will stay loyal to you because they know who you are. They understand that behind the brand there's a soul, or they just, you're making crazy, amazing products. You're launching new products. You always find top quality for them, and you tell them. They will stay with you. And as you know, I love to pick crazy, huge success like these giants companies to illustrate my topic of this podcast, which is, what's the value of public relations? Should you keep that money that you invest in public relations, or should you do publicity with it? So think about Gucci, Yves Saint Laurent, Dior, Fendi, Ferrari, Tesla, any of the giants out there. because it's really illustrate my point. So what do? They do two things. They do advertise, of course, and this is wonderful, but they also do tell their story on a regular basis. For fashion company, they do runway shows, they do product launches. Whenever they can, they introduce a new art director, a new creative director. They can do like capsule collection. Sometimes they will partner for a short period of time with a creator. Roche-Beaubois and many others do that. Roche-Beaubois is a furniture company, and they will, let's say, partner with a international fashion designer to redesign the fabric of one of their cult sofa, which is called the Mahjong, and they will work with Jean-Paul Gaultier, Missoni, and so many others. So that's just an example. And so that's the first thing they do. They tell their story constantly. So Roche-Beaubois talk about the Mahjong over and over again. And then they have brand ambassadors who are talking about them for free. If you have these people that fall in love with your products and are ready to talk about it simply because they love you, that has a huge impact. This is what we call the organic coverage. It means that they're talking about you without being paid. That's also what journalists do. We don't pay them, and they decide to tell your story, do an interview with them. It has a super high value. This is how you're going to create emotion. You're going to create something that's going to last, an impression that's going to last. So these brands, the Gucci of this world, this is what they do. They tell their story first thing, and they have brand ambassadors. And they're all staying alive with a communications and public relations plan to get themselves talked about. So they want people to talk about them. So that's the questions. Well, today in this episode, we talk about what's the value of public relations. But the main questions at the end of the day that you need to answer is, why would they talk about you? Why would a journalist talk about you? Why would an influencer talk about you? And this is where PR can really help you. So, and this is point number 2 for those who have our model, the Nata PR School model. Number 1 is, why would they talk about you? Number 2, tell your story. So there you go. So I hope you've enjoyed this little PR break, as I'd like to say, and that you'll be joining me next week. And hopefully you are on our list. If you're not, please sign up. You can go on our website. I'm going to put all the links below this episode. So hopefully you'll be joining me again. À la semaine prochaine.
Hey, you want to learn more about how to implement PR strategies? Head on to natapr.com and get on our list. You will also receive the Nata PR model on how to create a successful PR campaign. If you want to become a client, just send us an email to nata@natapr.com. Talk to you next week. À la semaine prochaine.